Well, hey everybody, and welcome to Solarcabin channel. I've got a really neat little project for you today. This is called the Redhawk Micro-cabin, and it is the world's smallest complete house on wheels. Now, when I say complete house on wheels, what I mean is it has to have a shower and a toilet, or I don't consider it a house. Now, there may be some out there that are smaller that don't have a shower and a toilet in them, and I don't really consider them a house. This also sleeps two people. Has either two bunk beds or a single bed and day couch in it. Really nice design. So what makes this special is this is constructed using the Ironton trailer, which is available just about everywhere. This is a Ironton trailer. GVW weight on this is 1,700. And these are a 5x8 trailer. The trailer is 5 feet wide and 8 feet long. You can get those from Northern Tools, or you can get them on Amazon or some other places. Now, the trailer is 5 feet wide, but the house is 7 feet wide. It extends, as you can see. I've got the frame specially constructed so that the frame extends out 1 foot on each side past the frame of the trailer. You don't have to worry. It's completely structurally sound and sits on the cross members of the frame, so it can handle this weight even though it extends out past the frame here. This is done commonly with teardrop campers. So what makes this special? It uses SIPS construction. SIPS is SIPS, stands for Structurally Insulated Panels. You're going to make your own SIPS panels. This is fully insulated for year-round use and designed for off-grid use. Using structurally insulated panels, you're able to get R12 if you use the foam rigid board insulation with the foil face. You can get R12 in the walls. If you use the standard foam board rigid insulation, you can get R8 in the walls. In a small cabin like this, all you really need is R8 in the walls. I might put R12 up in the roof up here, but that's your choice there. Now, this micro cabin called the Redhawk is 7 feet wide. It is 8 foot long. It has 6 foot sidewalls, 7'9" to the peak. So this has good headroom in it. Unlike a lot of small houses where you're bumping your head, this actually has 6 foot sidewalls, 7'9" to the peak. So even a tall person could stand in this small cabin and not feel uncomfortable, not feel like you're cramped because you don't have enough headroom. The door is 5 foot 8 inches tall. Now, I show this with 2 windows, but the windows are completely optional. You can change these windows any style you want. I show it with 2 windows because I have this set up for 2 large bunk beds. So I've got a window over each end of each bunk bed. I show this with metal roofing. However, you could use a different style of roofing. If you want to use shingles, you can use shingles. I show it with nice trim around the outside. It is set up to be off-grid, so I've got a couple of propane tanks and deep cycle battery here. It is set up with running lights. Your trailer will come with running lights. You may need to get side marker lamps for it. Here, this is a little outside porch light over the door here. And I've got it set up with a couple of 100-watt solar panels. I would try to get the flexible solar panels that don't weigh as much, but you could use standard solar panels on this. This is completely insulated, and I'll show you some of the insulation. You can see the insulation. It's insulated on the floor, walls, and roof. So it's very structurally sound and very solid and tight. Well-built little cabin. So let's pull off the roof here, and we'll look down inside some of the features. I'm just going to hide this roof, and we'll hide these solar panels. And here you can see the insulation in the roof. Again, this is the I would probably put the foil face polyisonerate rigid foam insulation in this. 1.5 inches of thickness will give you R12 in your roof. And you can see the roof rafters, and we'll just pull this insulation out of here for a minute. We'll hide that. Here you can see your roof rafters. Very simple construction. This cabin is designed so that anybody can build it. This doesn't require a lot of skill. If you can cut a straight line, hammer and screw, you should be able to construct this cabin. So this is the simple rafting construction, and it is all 2x4 construction. Walls, roof, and floor are all 2x4 construction. So I'm going to pull these rafters off now so we can get a look inside. Click on this and hide it. Now, this is 7 foot wide and 8 foot long, and you can see it has a nice walking area. This is a little bit more than 3 feet in here and about 4.5 feet going this direction. So it has a nice open area in here for you to stand in and move around in. And it has sleeping space for 2 people, or you can modify this so that it has sleeping space for just 1 person. I've got this shown with double bunks. Each bunk, and these are large bunks. These are 3 foot wide by 6 foot, about 6 foot 6 inches long. So even a very tall person can sleep in this comfortably. You've got an upper bunk here, you've got a lower bunk here with enough headroom in here for sleeping. There's enough headroom up here that you're not going to bump your head on here. And I'll show this if you don't want the double bunks, if you just want a single bed, then you don't have to put in this second bunk. You can remove this. We'll just show these hidden. Here you've got just a single bunk. Again, 3 foot by 6 foot 6, and I show this with a little flat screen TV over here. You could even put another cabinet over here. You can modify this any way you want. Now, if you wanted to, you could raise this bed up. You could eliminate this window here, raise this bed up to 3 feet, and then you'd have more storage space underneath here. If you wanted to, you could even put one of those micro washer and dryers underneath here if you wanted to. I show it down at about 1 foot high because then this can be used also as a day bed and couch. You could turn your pillows and cushions along this wall over here and use this as your day bed and couch during the day, and then put your pillows back over here and use it as a bed at night. So you've got an option of either 2 people or 1 person sleeping quarters there. Now this comes with, and I give you the construction details for building these units. This is your shower unit here, which is actually a very nice size shower. This is actually 3 foot wide, which is standard shower width, 3 foot wide by 2 foot 6. So it has, and it's 6 foot tall. It's actually taller than that right here, but it's 6 foot tall to this wall over here. So an average person, which is 5'8", will be able to stand up in this shower, and this is what's called a wet bath. The entire floor of the shower is your shower base, and then for a toilet, I would recommend a 5-gallon, what they call a chemical toilet or porta potty, which is the same toilet that I use in my cabin. And you can dump those into any RV dump, or you can dump them into a house septic system, or you know, you can take them into a convenience store and dump them in their toilet, whatever. You know, you can use those, and this keeps you from having to have a black water tank, which weighs a lot and is a mess to take care of. You don't have to have a black water tank because the tank is just part of the porta potty toilet. And I show this with a shower head, shower nozzle. I would use the EcoTemp L5 on-demand water heater for your sink and for your shower. And that's what I use in my cabin. They run off propane. They don't take up very much room. Now, I give you the details for how to construct this shower unit. It's made with 2x2 construction and bath board. Simple to make construction for a little shower stall there. I show this with a shower curtain. You could put a shower door on here, but a shower door is going to weigh more, so I use a shower curtain. Weight is important. We don't want to put anything in here that's going to weigh a whole lot because that's going to affect the amount you can tow on this trailer. Now, I give you a really nice kitchen unit here. This has a 4 foot 2 inch base unit with enough room for a sink and a 2-burner or even a 4-burner cook stove, cooktop on here, propane cooktop. A couple of nice cabinets for storage underneath here. The wall, this is 18 inches deep, 4 foot 2 inches long. Your wall unit is 1 foot deep and 1 foot 6 inches long, or 4 foot 2 inches long and 1 foot 2 inches high. A couple of nice cabinets in here. room for either a microwave or a convection oven up in here, so that you don't have to have a regular oven. You can put a convection or microwave oven up in here. I do give you the construction details for the base unit, so you'll know how to construct that and build that. That's all included in the plans. Here you can see from the front door that this has a really nice travel path. That's something that I always want to include in my designs. This has a real nice travel path. You can come in. This door is 2 foot wide, 5'8" tall. You've got a little over 3 foot by 4.5 feet direction here. So this is a really nice travel path in here to get to your kitchen. You can put your groceries down. You can get into your fridge. You can get into your cabinet. Your shower's right here. Your bed's right here. I've got a little nightstands here with some drawers in it. And this is also the step for getting into the upper bunk. You just step on top of here, and then you can get up into your upper bunk. And on the other side, I've got another little storage and clothes closet, which is nice. This is 1 foot 6 inches deep and 6 feet high. And there's room here for a micro fridge like the Edge Star or the Coleman 12-volt fridges. Just slides right in there, so you've got room for a fridge. And then inside here would be your clothes rod. You could put in shelves, drawers, whatever you want to do in here. I just show it with an open space with a clothes rod for hanging your clothes up in there. So this has a really nice feel to it. Now remember, this is only 56 square feet, 7 by 8. So you're not going to have a ton of room in here. But as you can see, you've got plenty of room for standing up, changing your clothes, fixing a meal, taking a shower, and sleeping. And use this as your couch during the daytime. You've got a little entertainment area. You can put a flat screen TV over here. You could put more shelves. You could put another small cabinet over here. You could put shelves along this wall over here. You know, you can modify this many ways. It's got good light. It's got a nice window over here, a couple of windows over the bed, windows in the door. You can add windows if you wanted to add a window over here. If you want to add a window in the shower, you can do that. It's completely modifiable. Nice little cabin. Good space for 1 or 2 people, I would say. The type of cabin that would be good for maybe a college student or a person that needs to take a cabin or a place to live with them. Maybe they work in different areas and they travel a lot. This would be a nice little design for that to take with you. So just a couple of features that makes this much different than most houses on wheels. This is fully insulated. Let me just take these panels off. This is fully insulated with very good insulation, rigid board insulation, and SIPS construction. We'll just take this off. This uses SIPS construction, structural insulated panels. And what that means is these insulation panels are actually structural members. They add structural solid panels to the walls that will support weight. So that way you can notice I've eliminated a lot of the 2x4s. The 2x4s sit edgewise instead of the traditional way that you set a 2x4. The walls are only 1.5 inches thick without the sheathing on them. And your insulation panels are 1.5 inches thick. And these panels act as the other structural members without needing a lot of extra 2x4s. That way you eliminate a lot of weight. That's how we keep the weight down on these tiny houses like this. And that way you can put them on a much smaller trailer. Now, the windows do not have to be framed with lumber. You cut through your foam board and through your panel sheathing, and then the windows are attached directly to the panel sheathing using construction adhesive. That way you don't use nails and you don't have to have additional structural framing in here. The door is 2 foot wide, 5'8" tall, and you can see that I've eliminated most of the structural members to really keep the weight down. The base floor unit acts as your wall base unit, so I can eliminate this 2x4 here, and you can see that the sheathing extends all the way down, clear over the floor, and is attached along the bottom. So this is a very, very solid and secure construction. This thing is built like a brick shithouse, as they say. It's going to travel really well. The beds are actually attached to the walls on both sides and on the end wall, and that adds side-to-side stability. The beds actually, the frame of the beds actually keep the house from moving side to side. The frame, it locks the frame together. Same with the kitchen unit and the shower. These are attached together, so they lock the frame together so that it's completely, it won't sway side to side. You don't have to worry about this tipping over or moving, shifting as you're traveling down the road. And very well insulated. As I said, you can get either R12 in your walls or you can get R8 depending on the foam insulation. I would use R8 in the walls and R12 in maybe the floor and the roof on this. And I measured or counted the weight on this for the structural members, for the framing, for the exterior sheathing, interior sheathing, and your windows and doors and things like that. This is going to come out at about 1,200 pounds. The trailer will handle about 1,700 pounds, so that gives you 500 pounds to work with for your other features like your sink and your fridge and stuff like that. You can also add additional leaf springs. You can buy additional leaf springs, which I would probably recommend people do. Add a couple of additional leaf springs to this so that you can carry just a little bit more weight. But at 1,700 pounds, you should still be okay. You should be able to tow this with just a small truck or an SUV. I'm just going to hide all this here to show you again. I include in the plans are 32 pages and full color, step-by-step directions. I show you everything, how to construct your frame, your walls, put your sheathing on. I show this with smart side siding, and I show this, it has an access panel, which I'll show you down here. In the plans, I also show you how to construct this base unit over here and your storage closet, and I give you a couple options. You can either put one of these diamond boxes, which you can buy, diamond metal boxes, or you can just use a simple platform to hold your propane tanks and your battery. You can use either the pull-out steps like they use on campers. Nice little feature there, pull-out steps. Or you can just build a simple box. Show that again here. Build a simple box steps, which I give you the plans for. And you can just stick that inside the cabin when you're traveling. Or if you want, you can build a fancy little porch. If you want to build a fancy little porch out here, you can. Or you can just take along some steps. Now, it does have an access panel, and this is set up for off-grid living. I showed the two solar panels up there. It also has water storage tanks, which I'll show you here. It has an access panel in the back. Access panel is 3 foot wide by 9 inches. You can change the dimensions on that if you want. And we'll just get in here. We'll zoom in. And we'll remove that. And then you can see underneath the bed is where this is stored. You can see the bed frame there. Right there you've got a 10-gallon water tank, and on the other side you've got another 10-gallon water tank. These are set directly over the frame of the trailer because water weighs a lot. So you want to put your water tanks directly over your frame, and you want your weight of your trailer to be balanced side to side. And I've tried in this design to make everything balanced. Everything that has side to side. If there's weight on this side, I want weight on the other side of about the same amount. That way, if you put too much weight in these on one side, if you put all your appliances on one side, then it's not going to track right. It's going to be heavier on one side, and it's going to tend to shift to one side as you're traveling down the road. So I've tried to balance the weight side to side and end to end. Now, this is also very aerodynamically constructed. For one thing, it's low profile. At 7'9", it's not going to stick up very much above your vehicle. So you're not going to have a lot of wind pushing against this front end as you're traveling down the road. And I've also made the eaves completely flush. These eaves are completely flush with the trim board, so there's nothing for the wind to catch under, so you're not going to travel down the road and have it rip your roof off as you're traveling down the road. It should be fairly easy to tow this with an SUV or a pickup or a Jeep. You might be able to tow it with a car, but I would suggest probably a light-duty truck small pickup, SUV, or Jeep or something like that should be able to tow this unit just fine. This will be a nice little project for 1 or 2 people. Like I said, great for college students, maybe a young married couple that wants to travel a lot, or someone who needs a place to live while they're working on the road. Maybe you move a lot. I think it's a great design. Again, this is called the Redhawk Micro-cabin. You get a complete set of plans, 32 pages, full color, step-by-step plans for $5. On my website, simplesolarhomesteading.com, look at the top of the page. You'll see Redhawk Micro-cabin. You can get the ebook for $5. I also have the printed book plans available for $10. I think that's a really good deal. And I show you everything, folks, in here. I show you, and I give you lots of recommendations for equipment, solar panels, off-grid equipment, even your sinks, how to build your shower, how to build your beds, everything like that that you're going to need to construct this. And this is a project that I think just about anybody could build. So go to my website, simplesolarhomesteading.com. Check out the plan and see if this is something that you might be interested in building. All right, I hope you like this project, and please do like my videos, subscribe to my channel so you can see future designs, and have a great day, everybody.